You are listening to Comedy Club for Kids presents Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense, Radio Nonsense.
Hello and welcome to Radio Nonsense, the official Comedy Club for Kids podcast that's suitable for all ages from 2 and everything in between. My name is still Tiernan, yeah I know, and this week listeners, the show is going to be about motions. No wait, sorry, not motions, that sounds a bit like it's going to be all about poo, doesn't it? It's not about poo, I mean emojis. Which one am I doing now? That's right, smiling while angry while wearing a hat and eating noodles and dancing. No, that doesn't really work on an audio podcast, does it? I mean emotions. Emotion. Electronic motion. No, hang on. Emotions, that's right. This week's episode is all about emotions. Isn't that right, Linda? Linda? She's obviously feeling a bit too emotional to be here today. All I'm saying, listeners, is that we're going to be looking at how it is absolutely fine if you want to cry a little bit. And hang on, why am I crying now? I've only just started to talk about crying and now I can't stop crying. What's going on? This is meant to be a comedy podcast. I can't be crying all the way through. Oh, I need to think of another emotion. How about that feeling when you have an itchy knee, but you remembered it's a Wednesday and you've just seen your favourite bagel? No, why am I still crying? I love bagels on Wednesdays. I know what will cheer me up. The mailbag. So this week's first message from the mailbag comes from Heroes of Olympus Superfan, which is a great name because not enough people are superfans of ancient Greek gods. Oh, I hope this means they're going to bring back little action figures of Zeus and stuff and merch with Medusa on that no one can look at or they'll turn to stone. This was on the Apple Podcast reviews and they said, I'm no genius, but I saw 2 questions and one was, we don't do clicks in millimetres because the hand would be spinning so fast and it wouldn't be that useful, and the other is that we can't dig to the core of the earth because it's so hot and the pressure. Well done, Heroes of Olympus Superfan, for seeing 2 questions. They can be really hard to spot out in the wild. Where did you see them? Under a rock? Behind a tree? I'm very impressed. And I'm sure your answers are correct, but I think click clocks or clickety clocks, they should be in millimetres, just there'd be a constant ticking noise all the time and we'd all go bananas. And I think there would be a lot of pressure if you dug to the core of the earth, as everyone would say, yeah, you got to do it. And I'd be like, but I'm meant to have a day off tomorrow and now I've got all this peer pressure. Ooh, no thanks. What a great message. But somehow I'm still crying. I'll try another one. This is from Most Importantest Bit Me. Oh no, I hope you got a plaster. That's very sad news. They put this lovely review on Apple Podcasts saying, the best podcast. Radio Nonsense is the best podcast in the Peapod. I listen to it in my bedroom with surround sound. Oh, wow. You live in a Peapod. I didn't realise we had listeners who were peas. I think we should always give peas a chance. And I like the sound of surround sound. Is it sound that's nearby, so when people ask where it is, you say, oh, it's surround here somewhere? Oh, thanks, Most Important has bit me. That was a lovely message, but I'm still crying. I'm not even thinking about anything sad. Maybe doing the admin bit will make me feel better. Listeners, if you want to send in a message or a joke or an idea or a question you need to have answered, then please get your nearest cod's head looby. Sorry, I mean grown up. To help you email me at podcast@comedyclub4kids.co.uk, or you can reply to any episode on the Spotify Q&A or leave a review on Apple Podcasts or Castbox.
That didn't help at all and my eyes are crying so much. I don't even feel sad, listeners, but all the crying is making me sad. Oh, this is the worst. I need to stop crying, so while I try to do that, you listen to this. Most Importantest bit. Wow, what a treat, listeners. My guest on Radio Nonsense today is the Adam Larter, most famous for being the world's only modern Viking warrior. Adam, how are you? And
Wow, I'm so excited to have a modern Viking on the show.
Thank you very much for having me. And you've never had any modern Vikings on before?
No, I haven't. Well, not. Do you know what? If I have, they haven't told me they were a modern Viking.
Oh, okay. There's actually a lot more of us out there than actually gets talked about, and that's part of the reason why I'm here today is to get that sort of representation out of society. You've never had any modern Vikings on before?
Well, the thing is, Adam, is like I know you're a modern Viking because you have it in your bio. You're wearing the hat.
Yeah.
You've got that big badge that says I'm a modern Viking. But if I've had modern Vikings on before, I guess they've not been dressed up, or maybe I don't know if they're doing it as hobbyists. Is that what people do now? They just do it on the weekend or
Yeah,
before
well, some
work?
of us. Okay, so it's more than just dressing up. Obviously, I'm wearing this hat, I'm wearing the armor, I've got the axe, I've got my ship behind me. But
Yes,
that's
yes.
not who I am. The modern Viking community is about supporting each other. It's about listening. It's about like reaching out, and we do a lot of community cooking. Obviously, we do Modern Viking Kitchen, which is where I'm based, and
That's
yeah,
great.
I want it to be more than just the hat. The hat isn't who I am.
I love
Uh,
that. I like. Can I ask
I
what
mean,
you?
you're wearing a Christmas hat, but I don't think you're Father Christmas, Tiernan.
No, no, that's fair. That is fair. I am. I just sometimes I just like to be festive, so I just pop it on, especially in the warmer months when I really feel so far from Christmas. I think, well,
Yeah.
if I put on my Christmas hat, then I feel like it's not as far away.
Yeah, I understand you. I understand you. So that's like what me and the modern Viking community are just trying to do is we're just trying to spread the word out there, get people reading the literature. Obviously, it's great to be on here, but also we've got our own Modern Viking podcast where we
Wow.
talk about modern Viking. Yeah, I know, I know, I know. It's a mix of, it's not all modern Viking stories. Some of it is about us, getting on ships, visiting other countries,
Mm.
starting battles. But some of it is business talk. Some of it
Sure,
is
sure, yeah.
very serious. We've got a true crime spin-off that's proving really popular now. And yeah, some of it, of course, is just, yeah, again, cooking advice. The cooking is, I can't tell you, is really taking off. Yeah.
I've got to ask what gets cooked in the Viking kitchen. What's your main meals? What's the star recipe for this week?
Well, you might think it's hearty meals of stew, a lot of
Mm,
fish,
mm.
but actually, we're largely on a plant-based diet. We've eaten several plants this week, a couple of cactus, a fern,
Wow.
really delicious stuff like that. Have you ever tried cooking a fern?
I haven't. Do you put it in? Is it in the pot and everything? Do you put the whole thing in a?
Yes, you cook it in the pot, but here's where people go wrong. Don't eat the pot.
Oh, I see. Right. Yeah. No, that's what I thought you
Yeah,
because I've only ever seen ferns in like the plant pot in garden centres, and I just assume
yeah,
you throw the whole thing in and a bit of
yeah.
stock. But no.
Yeah. This is why the modern Viking cookbook is taking off because people are falling
Wow.
into mistakes like that. And a fern is so good for you and delicious as well, and that's what we're trying to say. The cactus, again, you've got to be careful with the prickly bits. That's what I
Mm,
always
mm.
say. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I think that's a very wise. I think that's a wise motto for everything in life, including porcupines and things with spikes on. Which you must come across a lot of those as a modern Viking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, spikes and everything. Yeah, my cat has got spikes on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
walls have got spikes in it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Roller skates with spikes in it. Normal stuff like that. But yeah, again, I don't want to be a cliche. I just want to be a modern Viking living my spiky life in a good time. Yeah.
I love it, Adam. I think you're really inspirational, and I think it's really interesting when you talk about because I now I don't I've got to be careful not to tread on toes here, but I liked old school Vikings, but you were talking
Uh-huh.
about how you've got you talk about business initiatives and things now, and I think I look at the old school Vikings, and I think they never had a 5-year plan, they never had careers advice. There's a lot of things I think where they went wrong was what were their
Yeah.
weekly targets? Are you sure? Oh, we're gonna destroy this village. Brilliant, but how's that gonna help in the future?
Yeah, I mean, it's for those reasons that if you look at the New York Times bestsellers, you're not seeing any old school Viking books. No,
Exactly,
nowhere,
exactly.
nowhere. And yeah, it was short-sighted, and we're trying to really refresh the image. You know, we're very ecological, we're very caring, and we start every day with weekly meditation and breathing exercises. Every day,
Wow.
weekly meditation and breathing exercises.
And then you get
And
on a
then,
longboat and smash up a village, right? Is that?
yeah,
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 yeah, yeah,
we'll
yeah.
do
Sure.
that. But
Yeah.
that's not what we're
Sure,
about.
sure, sure. Yeah, sure,
That's just
sure.
something we do.
That's just
Yeah.
the fun. It's like the park run, isn't it? When people do a 5K, but it's not the fun. It's about the chatting and the having some lunch afters. But you're like you do smash up
Exactly.
a village, but it's
Yeah,
about the
yeah.
cooking after it and the I get it. I get it.
Yeah, it's like you're wearing a Christmas hat and you've got presents behind you and there's a reindeer. But
Yes.
are you gonna be like riding that magical reindeer this evening?
Not tonight, no, because I can't do it tonight because there's some good TV on. But I will on Thursday. Yes, yeah,
Okay, yeah, yeah. See,
yeah,
see,
yeah.
see. Yeah, there's
It's
been
how it
more
goes.
than one thing.
Yeah, yeah, I totally get it. Do you have? I realize I'm calling you Adam. Should I be calling you by your Viking name? Or,
Adam is fine. You wouldn't really be able to pronounce my Viking name.
okay.
Uh, it's Hotgar. Can
Wow.
you?
Hutgarn. Is that right?
Yeah, that's. We'll stick
It's
with
not.
Adam. We'll stick with Adam. We'll
So,
stick with
okay,
Adam.
that's fine. I like it. Though. It's really good. I mean, listen, it's just it's very exciting. I've always wanted to. I mean, no, it's a personal sort of dream of mine to go on a longboat. I've only been on short boats in my life.
Oh
I've
yeah,
been on a couple of medium-sized boats. I've never been on a long boat, and I always think that
yeah.
sounds fun.
If you imagine, so remember when you were on the short boat,
Yes, yeah, yeah,
and then you remember when you got on the medium boat after that. Yeah,
yes, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Imagine that, but even more. So
Wow.
you'll be probably on a medium boat restricted to shortish activities. What can you run on that maximum, like 500 meters? You could
Yeah.
do a whole marathon on a longboat, and that's
That's
what I always
amazing.
say.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah,
That's what I want
I
on a boat. I'm sick of transport where you can only do like I'm sick of a boat where you can only do boating in it. I want a boat that you can run on. I want a car that you can cycle in.
yeah.
I want people to be more imaginative. I want a bus that you can fly on. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and that's obviously why the Vikings invented the longboat is because we're famous marathon runners. Um,
Is that right?
yeah,
That's another thing. I mean, you're really blowing my mind with these are not things we learnt about the Vikings in school. I learnt
really?
stories about how they worshipped Thor and Odin and they
No,
drank ale from the horns of sheep
no,
and they destroyed villages. Yeah.
no, no. If you want to see true Viking culture, you need to go to a place called Canary Wharf. You'll see the marathon running, you'll see the plant-based diet, you'll see the sort of business lessons.
Wow.
Yeah, we like, yeah, I mean, like again, you see the armor I'm wearing, you
Mm,
see the
mm.
hat, but underneath is so much lycra, because really, before any Viking begins their day, it's about the stretching, it's about the mindfulness.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
That's what you need to do a marathon is you need that sort of, yeah,
Yeah, can I ask? And I will. I am fascinated by this. I'm sorry, Adam, that we're focusing on it, but it's so
yeah,
intriguing for me. I do have to ask. There's sort of all the in the background. You've got all those heads on poles. Are those the heads of
yes.
your enemies? Is that right?
Yes,
Right. Yes. Right.
yes,
Right.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Is that not normal or
Well, it's weird that you pose them so they're looking directly at the
okay?
camera while we record, but I kind of like it, and I guess you do that after the meditation or
Yeah,
before the
yeah,
meditation.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I see what you're getting at. Okay, they need to be arranged in a certain order, and this is what we call feng shui. So
Oh,
it's
I see.
about
Right. Right. Right.
maximizing the energy within the room,
Right.
finding
Right.
a positive spirit.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah,
just to get energy flowing through to make sure that the day is going in the most positive and correct way possible.
wow,
And that's a huge part of Viking culture. And
that's
yeah,
lovely.
yeah, yeah. You see heads on spikes. I see energy. I see flow. I see connection.
So inspiring, Adam. I'm, and
Yeah.
a lot of listeners will be thinking, "Wow, I want to be a modern day Viking." They'll be listening to this,
Yeah.
and I guess what's your tips? Get a big old axe, do some breathing, kill your enemies,
Yeah, that's
cook some
quite level
cactus.
three
Yeah,
stuff.
okay,
If you want to start level one, I would say we do a co-working day.
right. That's
So
nice.
Yeah,
That's
if you
nice.
look up online, modern Viking workshops would do what we call level one, and level one is a co-working day, introduction to some of the core principles. You have to sit through a 3 hour seminar,
Right.
but there will be snacks and drinks provided.
Nice.
And then
Nice.
afterwards, we'll, be playing some trust exercises. We'll be getting to know each other, exchanging business cards, really understanding, the core principles. You need to get that, and
Mm.
then you're moving on to level two and three, which, we'll be looking at. When you're not going to be put in a long boat day one, you won't even be put in a
Sure.
medium boat day one. The boat you'll
Wow.
be put in is a boat of principles and understanding.
Wow, that is beautiful. Well, that is lovely. That is lovely. And am I right that if they do the week-long course with you, it ends with a parliamentary session around a glacier? Is that right? Or where you'll whisper?
Usually,
Yeah, yeah.
usually it's booking. It's up to booking. We're either around the glacier or Earl's Court,
Right,
depending
sure,
on
sure. Right, that's
it
nice.
goes
That's lovely.
biannually. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Wow. Well, listen, Adam, I'm so glad you had time to come on the show today. I know you're very busy with
Yeah.
all your modern Viking work, but I do have a question that I think I was going to attempt your Viking name, but I'm actually not going to.
Yeah.
No, I won't do it. It just sounds
Oh dear.
disrespectful. Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't do it. I'm so sorry. Before I've got a question that I need your help with, but before I get
Okay.
there, legally, and I'm sure you understand this with the work you do. Legally, I have to ask you two admin questions. Are you okay
Okay.
with that?
Yeah. 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 Yes, I'd love that. Really love admin. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's like you're a fan of it. This, yeah.
Really, really huge fan. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, in which case, I hope you really enjoy these. I think they're quite different. They're two very different questions. Take your
Okay.
time, see how you feel. The first one, Adam, is that this podcast, as I'm sure you're aware, is for people of all ages, Bronze Ages,
Oh,
Middle
yeah.
Ages, Ice Ages, 407, 3 years old, 46, like whatever age you can think of. They listen in, and I just want to make sure if there are any rude words you won't be saying, so that this show can stay family friendly.
Oh, okay. I won't be saying the word bus stop.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a
You can
good one.
bleep that out, can't you? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would as well, because I think it's funny, actually, and I don't think anyone's ever not said bus stop on this show before, but the just hearing you say it like that, it almost like winded me. I'd sort of forgotten what kind of a horrible word it was.
I wouldn't use the word bus stop in normal conversation unless I had to.
Yeah, it's quite
I was,
harsh.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, for a modern Viking to be using the word bus stop, yeah, stub your toe, walk into a plate of glass, these situations,
mm,
find yourself on a really short boat, those are the sorts of things that might make you use the word bus stop.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I
Also,
imagine if you're a modern Viking and you find yourself at a bus stop, something's gone
ah,
horribly wrong.
okay,
Horribly
yeah, yeah,
wrong. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I forget sometimes because I'm so used to the word bus stop. Oh, that occasionally I do, yeah, take the bus and end up at a bus stop. Ah,
Oh,
and
that's
I
awful.
forget that
Yeah.
that's the word that people use for a
Well,
bus
but
stop. Ah,
there's now, and I don't know if and the listeners who won't be hearing the word bus stop now, because I will bleep
ah,
out the word bus stop. But
ah,
the if they take the bus, when
yeah,
you go to when it needs to stop, just the word stop comes up, and you
yeah,
know you're on a bus, and then you know you go
yeah.
to a stop. But rarely do you hear the words bus stop together,
Ah,
and that's what makes it so horrendous, if you ask me.
yeah, 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 really wouldn't. Yeah, again, that's part of why we're on boats so often.
Yeah, how are boat stops?
Boats stopped anchor,
Mm.
um, ding the bell again,
Right, yeah,
that
so,
tends to
yeah,
work. Yeah.
that's nice. That's
Um,
very civilized.
yeah, rogue whale will really stop us occasionally there. Yeah.
Oh, sure,
It's
sure.
it's it's a great system, but if you need to get to Elephant and Castle, no, it's not
No,
happening.
sure. Then you do still need the bus. Yeah, which
Yeah.
is that's problematic, isn't it? I mean, this is again, we I don't know if this comes into some of the work you do, but I would like to see all the roads demolished and replaced with waterways.
I think,
Yeah.
yeah, that's something we're also looking at bus anchors. So there
Oh
you would be
wow.
able to sit at the back of a bus and throw the anchor out,
Mm.
and that would just sort of bring it to a screeching halt. It's fine, but the challenge is getting the anchor onto the bus.
Yeah, and also, do you know my problem would be is if I had to sit at the back because there were no other seats, and then lots of other people wanted to get off before me. I'd be the one having to keep throwing out the anchor.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah,
think,
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't, it's quite heavy. Like, I'm
Yeah.
tired, you know.
Yeah. It's really a window seat or nothing situation. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I think that's it. Or at the front, and you pretend you're driving, right?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I do like the idea of a bus anchor, and maybe that's. I mean, the other option could be instead of having a bus stop. I'm so sorry, everyone. Instead of having that, you could just have a wall at the places where you need to stop, and the bus just drives into it, and then it has to stop because it's driven into a
Yeah.
wall.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, this is why you don't see many buses in the desert because they just keep going. Yeah.
Gosh, that's a really interesting point. I never. Yeah. Listeners, me and Adam are both holding exactly the same glass that we're having water out of, which is interesting because I thought, like I said, modern Viking, I thought you'd be drinking out of a ram's horn, but you're a modern Viking.
Yeah. I'm a modern Viking. I keep my milk in the ram's horn and
Sure.
my water in an
That
acquired
makes
glass.
sense. And your protein shakes in the goat's horn. Is that in the goat's horn? Is that right? In the
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
goat's horn. Yeah. The protein shake, my matcha lattes. Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So that's amazing. We see great minds think alike. And similarly, Adam, thank you for not saying bus stop on the show. I would never say it, and we would. I think it's something that, were it to be said on the show, we'd receive every complaint that's known to humankind. So
Have you been getting my mother's complaint letters?
I have. Yes, she sends a lot.
Yeah.
They're
She
written very nice. Like, her handwriting is lovely.
she's getting someone to do that, but she's dictating it.
Right. I see. Okay, right. But it always arrives on a lovely bit of paper, really nicely written. It always smells nice, and then the language she uses is appalling.
Yeah, give one of those letters a quick smell. Can you tell what's something? Rose and.
Is that we?
That is
It is we, right?
that
Yeah,
is
it's Rose and
that's
we.
a
Yeah.
classic Viking combination. So we sort of
Right. That's
bring the
lovely.
warmth with the rose, we bring the anger with the we, and that's a way of selling a letter.
Wow. Well, it's very impressive. I mean, considering it's your first time on the show, I don't know why your mum has complained about every single episode so far. Is that simply because you haven't been on them?
No, it's because she feels strongly about all of the issues there. So,
Right. Okay.
have
Right.
you got the letter she sent a couple of weeks ago about frogs?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Yeah, that was just because frogs was mentioned in a passing conversation, and that really spoke to who she's about. She reads a lot of poetry, you've got to understand.
Yeah, I mean, it was quite curious though, because the episode she was talking about, I don't think we mentioned frogs, but I think it was 6 pages long. She said that were frogs ever to come up again, she would chop off my head, put it on a pole outside the Houses of Parliament. She said that all frogs would be thrown into the skies by Odin's bolts, and like it got really. And I sort of thought, and then she sort of put, all the best, and she signed it. How do I pronounce her name? Is it
Linda?
Yeah, that's it, Linda. Yeah, and yes, which is curious because I don't know if you know about this show, but I've got an assistant called Linda who she hasn't turned up once in 7 years. It's been a very long. But it's I do see some. It's funny to get letters from Linda, so many letters from Linda, and then also not hear from my Linda. But
I find it weird that you keep moving the postal address. That's making it so difficult.
I do. That's because I am a travelling man, and not at all to do with your lovely mother who is sending these really nice letters.
Yeah.
I mean, I have informed the police a few times, but it's
okay.
Some of them were quite violent, but it always smells so nice, so nice. Rose and we. Thanks, Linda. If you're listening now, Linda, thanks, Linda, for the letters. Yeah, am I going to get one about this episode?
Yeah, she's written it. She writes them in advance, so she writes the letters. She writes the letters before she listens, but she has a good guess of what the subject matter is going to be about. So
That's yeah. That's good. That's why they rarely relate to the episode. I see. Right, that makes sense to me.
exactly,
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
said, she reads a lot of poetry. Yeah.
It's good. It's good. And yeah. Well, I like Viking poetry, sort of whispered in the mountains. I think that's the kind of poetry we should all be telling. Well, thanks. Well, this one's for you, Linda. This question's well, actually, it's for you, Adam. But it is
Okay.
also. I hope Linda appreciates it when she
Yeah, yeah.
eventually hears the episode after sending me the letter about it. See how you feel about this. Adam, would you rather you had to travel anywhere you go by burrowing underground tunnels like a mole, or you had a flea that lived in your ear and constantly sang love songs to you?
I would rather a flea that constantly lived in my ear and sang love songs to me.
That's nice. Are you sure you can handle love songs 24/7?
Yes.
Wow. You've decided that very quickly, like as though it's something you actually
Well,
would
hang on. Or I'm burrowing underground.
like a mole. That's the only way you can travel anywhere is to travel like a mole underground with your
No,
own tunnels.
absolutely not. What am I doing with my nails? Oh no.
You don't know.
I would I would be the mockery of the modern Viking community.
That's
Like
true.
I think if I've really tried to say one thing about our community on today's discussion, it's how much we value our bodies, our image, and really looking after yourself is so important. To do that to my nails, to do that to my teeth, I don't think that's. Whereas on the other hand, a flea that's living in my ear,
Yeah, yeah.
that would be fantastic because you know what, at the moment, so that would have to be going in my right ear because in my left ear, I've got a woodlouse, and that woodlouse is giving me insults. So
Oh
actually
wow.
having the
Okay.
flea in the other ear with love songs would really balance things out.
That's nice
Um,
actually. I didn't realize you had that issue that I've heard of people getting that, and they really are hard to get rid of, those woodlice that insult you. Right? It's
yeah, it's
yeah.
it's why they say that you should always shower after having a swim.
Yes.
Yeah,
Insulting woodlice. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. You'll really regret that if you don't deal with that straight away. So yeah, a flea that's singing love songs 24/7, that would be great. Yeah, during the day, that's going to give me a lot of sort of warmth, and pleasure just as I'm strolling around, just feeling happy. And at night, of course, it'll stop me sleeping, which would be great. Because yeah, I feel like sometimes you can just have too much sleep,
That's
right?
fair. That's interesting. Yeah, and also think of all the stuff you'll get done because you won't be sleeping.
Bingo. That's it.
Yeah,
So
you can
yeah,
really do lots of
I
cool
mean,
things.
I've got plan. I don't want to. Well, I could. Is it okay if I soft launch it here?
I
Is it
mean,
okay?
you can soft launch all you like. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We are planning our longest boat yet. In the
Wow.
community. Yeah.
Wow. How long's that going to be?
It's going to be 2 years long, which is really
Wow,
long.
that's really long. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just going to keep going. It's going to keep going. So yeah, we're really pleased with that, and I think that not having any sleep is really going to help us achieve those goals.
That is what 2 years long. That's fantastic. So from one end to the other boat, you will go past two birthdays.
Correct. Yeah, yeah. So this is great. You know, you will get whatever your favorite TV program is, you'll get a couple of different seasons of it.
Yeah,
Fantastic. You'll get two birthdays, two Christmases,
that's
so many
fantastic.
bank
Wow.
holidays there. Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be really great.
That's a
Two comic
really good
reliefs.
idea. Well, I'm really impressed with that. I just have to just to circle back to the flea and my worry about you choosing the flea is the flea's singing love songs, the
Yeah,
woodlouse is singing insults. What
yeah.
if? And I don't really understand how brains or heads work, but what if the love songs go in through one ear and end up like the woodlouse hears them and starts falling in love with the flea, but the woodlouse's insults start going to the flea and the flea's upset by the woodlouse, and then what happens if they have a fight in your brain?
But we've got to deal with that. I have you ever had insects have a fight in your brain before?
Not that
because
I know of. I mean, I've had several different insects living in my ears.
yeah.
But they all really got along actually. And it had well. Do you know what? It's because they were both earwigs and they sort of sat more on top of the ears,
Oh yeah, yeah.
giving my ears some lovely lovely hairstyles.
So I had a very tired ant living up my nostril for a while.
Right, that can happen. Yeah.
Yeah, and that tired ant, yeah, was conflicting with the woodlouse. And yeah, sort of the description that you played out there, it was resolved in a messy way. But I think, yeah, it wasn't so much that they were having a fight through my brain. It was more that I was just sort of learning to blank them out there. But my point with the flea singing is that the power of song and the power of love is one of the most powerful magics
Wow.
known to the modern Viking community. And yeah, I think at the moment, this really angry woodlouse is too much. So I've really got to do something about it. And I can't think of anything else. There's no other way to get rid of an angry woodlouse in your ear. Probably,
No.
yeah, now that you
No.
say it, a flea singing love songs makes
And
perfect sense.
do you know? And I also think you got to keep that woodlouse occupied because if you are building a boat that is 2 years long, that's going to be a lot of wood. That woodlouse could get right in. If it jumps out your ear, it could eat most of that boat, and it's much safer in your ear insulting you than on your boat eating the boat for 2 years.
Absolutely. And we are planning, again, I hope I'm not making too many promises here. We're planning for the boat to have no holes in it because we've
Wow.
tried boats with
Okay.
holes and
Yeah.
they are not great. Yeah, I mean, for those of us that like swimming, we were enjoying those boats a lot. For those of us that don't like swimming, it was really getting in the way of what we were trying to do. So
Yeah.
we're going to try for this long, 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 long boat to
So
have no holes. And I was just thinking, as you're saying that, the woodlouse with the insults at the moment, what's great is that woodlouse, she goes to sleep every night around 10 p.m. Whereas
okay.
this flea is singing 24/7.
Yes.
So
Yes.
actually, I think there's going to be a great advantage to having that flea singing 24/7 when the woodlouse goes to sleep.
That's lovely. Yeah, you get more
Yeah,
love than hate, and I think that's a really important message
I think so.
for everyone except obviously your sworn enemies. But I think apart from them, you got to
Yeah,
have exceptions to every rule. So that's nice. Well, thanks for taking that question very seriously, Adam. I think that's a really good choice, especially
great
for
question.
you. It's obviously always individual, but that's very good. Right, and now we've got this question. This is important. I need your help on this. And this is from actually I need to count this. It's 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14. This is from 14 toxic hazard signs in the UK. I think that's how
Oh,
you say their
hi.
name. Oh, you know
Hi.
them. You know them,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Hi, 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 hi. Oh, wow, great. I didn't know they listened. Yeah, yeah, cool, cool, cool.
Yeah, no, they're a regular listener. I didn't. Well, how funny. How do you know them?
Oh, business class. Yeah.
Right. Oh,
We
sure.
we go to the same seminars. Yeah, yeah, a
That's
lot.
nice. How lovely. Oh, good. Well, they are really. I hope I've counted that correctly. Have I counted that correctly? Well, it's yeah. Is it 14? Do you know them as 14 toxic hazard signs, or is that?
Yeah, 14 toxic hazard signs and 13 toxic hazard signs is their uncle.
Oh, right. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yes. Well, I mean, they've asked. They must have known you were on the show.
Mhm. How funny.
Because they've sent a very nice message. This is how you do an actual nice letter in. I'm not being snarky there. I'm just saying. This is 14 Toxic Hazard Signs in the UK says, my question is number 217.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, 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 yeah. This takes me back. I'm gonna say no. No, 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 no. And I'll tell you why.
Wow.
It's too spicy. It's too spicy. Do you know about 217?
I mean, Adam, I am completely in the dark over this question. I was looking at this and I assume they mean number 2 because they put NO and then a full stop and
Yeah,
then 217.
yeah,
Rather,
yeah.
my question is no and then 217.
Yeah, it's number 217.
It's
Yeah.
number 217. Yeah, and I don't know. Is that 217 of something? It's a
Okay, so
Right.
me and 14 Toxic Hazard Signs were working at the Nando's sauce factory. This is a
Right.
few
Right.
years back. This is a few years back, and
Right.
we were on the sauce team developing new spice levels. And the sort of it was quite a relaxed management structure, and they wanted us to explore how spicy we could make the Nando's sauce.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So at the moment, there's about 5 or 6 different spice levels.
Yes, there are. Yeah.
So it took us a while. Um, Around 20, number 20, 25, we got to a level that was so spicy, it did make you used to make you sort of just rap. It used to make you just rap as soon as
Wow.
you started
You just
eating it.
suddenly
Yeah.
start spitting verses,
Yeah.
doing rapping like wow.
So that was quite spicy, and we said to the management team, "This is our new top spice level." And they said, "We think, we think you can go further than that." And so we extended the contracts, and yeah, me and 14 Toxic Hazard Signs, we spent a bit longer, and we worked our way all up to like hundreds. We worked through the hundreds, 150s. Some mad things were happening there. We
Yeah.
found around spice level number 146 that a drop of that would make photos develop instantaneously, which I thought was
Wow.
quite impressive.
Hang on,
Yeah, yeah.
from where? From where? Do they come out your nose or your mouth or what? How does that work?
Well, this was interesting. We hadn't even, because most people take pictures on their phones now.
They do. Yeah.
But this is like old cameras that had film in them, but we didn't even have any cameras, and these photos were being developed. They just started appearing. These printed
Wow.
photographs.
That's
That's
incredible.
spicy.
That
That's
is so
spicy.
spicy. And I have to ask, were you and 14 Tux as I trying this yourself, or did you have sort of people who would come in as the test subjects?
We had a rotating team of bears.
Right, right.
Yeah,
That makes sense. Yeah,
rotating team of bears
yeah.
because bears like spicy food.
They do.
Um,
They should, and I should say, animal testing is bad, but bears love spicy food. So I mean, it makes you're not. It's not animal testing if you're giving them something they love, right?
yeah, and also we would let them choose it. So we would get all of these different spice flavors, lay them out in a picnic basket, and leave that picnic basket in the woods,
Right.
and
Yeah.
wait for them to swipe it, and then they would try it, and then we would get the feedback.
That's
So that was a
amazing.
proven system. There's no other way of testing spicy sauces. So 217 was a controversial spice
Wow.
because that was where we reached the limit of normal physics, and we noticed that time was moving at a different level beyond 217. So
Wow.
I think it's too spicy. I think that we should be keeping physics as it is, but 14 Toxic Hazard Signs was like, this is the secret. We need to get this out there. It's a bit of a family joke, and yeah, it's so funny to write in with that question. It's so funny to write in with. Yeah.
I mean, I'm fascinated by this, and I want to know what happened to the bears that tried number 217. Are they stuck in the past? Are they somewhere in the future? Are they just have they aged differently? Like, what's happened to them?
We don't know. We don't know.
Wow.
Sometimes when I'm trying to get to sleep, which, like I said, I don't want to do anymore,
Of
I
course.
get what we call glimpses of future bear, and I've just heard like little
Wow.
echoes coming through my bookshelf of the bear going, and they're talking about like robotics that I don't understand. I'm
Wow.
pretty sure I looked into my coffee one day and I saw a bear on a hovercraft, and it wasn't there, it wasn't in the coffee, but I was getting a glimpse of future bear, and I think that's that sauce, and we can't be selling that
You
sauce.
can't, no, because families would, like it's often the thing in Nando's where someone goes, "Oh, I'm going to try the really hot one," and
Yeah,
it's a bit of a
yeah,
laugh, and you
yeah,
have a little bit, and oh, my mouth's burning, or
yeah,
I've suddenly rapped three of the Wu Tang's best albums. But I think if
yeah.
you're giving someone 217, and it's like, oh, well, that's it, Nan's just disappeared, and every now and then when we're sleeping, we get a vision of her flying in a spaceship. That's not.
Yeah, you want Nando's, not Nangos. to the
Yes.
future.
Wow. Was that a proper phrase? Did you say that a lot in the?
That was marketing team trying to
Sure,
come
sure.
up with something to sell it, but I was like, again, let's
Pretty
keep
good.
physics as it is, please.
It's good though. I like that. I'd trust. But yeah, that's fair. Well,
Don't
that's. I mean,
try
that's
it. Don't try it, Tiernan.
No, no.
Please.
I like hot sauce. I'm sort of curious. I'm also. I have to say, Adam, I'm really fascinated by what Bear's rapped about.
What Bear's rapped about? We don't know because they did it in the woods and no one
Oh,
was
sure.
around.
No one
Yeah,
was
yeah,
around. Oh, that's a shame because I feel like there's potential for a really good album there.
yeah, yeah. If
Yeah.
the bear raps in the wood,
Yeah.
does it make a sound?
That's it. Yeah. I'm gonna seek that Bear out. Well, also, I hope one day, I can only hope one day that Future Bear returns, or we catch up to Future Bear and
Yeah, yeah,
see how
yeah.
they are.
There was what they did this one song, that was about it's really mad rap about like necessities, just the things in life that you need, just having the things in life that you need, just the simple necessities. I think that's what it was called, simple necessities.
That sounds great.
Um,
Sounds very
simple
catchy. Yeah,
necessities.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I mean. I again, I'm wary of animal testing, but maybe that rapping sauce needs to be handed out to all the bears, and
Yeah, that makes
um,
sense.
yeah, really interesting. Well, thank you, Adam, and thank you, 14 Toxic Hazard Signs, for because that's a
Great
fascinating story, and I don't think I don't think a lot of people realise how much work goes into these Nando's hot sauces.
Yeah.
And I should say, because you no longer work there, I do hope the Nando's don't try and shut this podcast down for talking about it.
They probably won't. Yeah, they probably won't because
Sure.
we're actually got a partnership to have a Nando's on the longboat.
Oh,
So
okay, so he should be. So you can officially. That's good. But your mum will be writing a letter, right?
oh
Yeah,
yes,
right, sure, sure.
she's written several already. Yeah.
Sure, sure. That's good. That's good. It's just nice to know that it's consistent. Well, listen, Adam, thank you so much for having the time. And I was going to ask you what you've got coming up in the next, say, 2 years, but I guess you're on you building a longboat, being on the longboat. And,
Building on the
yeah.
longboat, yeah, and then we'll obviously be going from one end of the longboat to another.
Yeah.
And then so it's a 2 year longboat, so it's from one end to the other. And then the annoying thing is that the exit is where the entrance is. So we're gonna have to then go back
4-year
again.
longboat.
It is a 4 year longboat, all in all, yeah.
But do you know what? I think you're going to have a great time. I think you have a great time walking to the end and then walking back again.
Yeah, I think
Especially
so.
with the
It's
Nando's
longer than
bits.
Southend Pier.
Wow. That's what I was going to say. If you were to, because it serves as a boat, so it's in the ocean. So I guess if you walk from one end to the other, where'd you end up?
We don't know.
Right.
So we're just going to see where it goes. And I've packed all of the different travel plug adapters, so I'll be fine wherever we land, really.
Nice. That's good. That's really smart. Right, I think you're doing something, and I think from now on, people will look back in this and go, do you know what? Most boats, not long enough. And I think that's what you'll have changed for them. And I think that's very important. So yeah. Well done. And good luck. And good luck with the woodlouse, good luck with the flea, and thanks again for coming on the show.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks so much to Adam Larter for taking time out of making his 2-year longboat to answer 14 Toxic Hazard Signs questions. Toxic Hazard Sign, I hope you liked your answer, but if not, why not send any complaints you have to Adam's mum Linda, who's not that Linda. Is she Linda? Linda? And then she'll add it to one of her regular complaints letters, and I'll make sure I never read it. If you want to send in a message or a joke or an idea or a question you need to have answered, then please get your nearest Consed Luby. I'm sorry, I'm being grown up. To help you, email me at podcast@comedyclub4kids.co.uk, or you can reply to any episode on the Spotify Q&A or leave a review on Apple Podcasts or Castbox. And now I'm crying so much, listeners. There's waterfalls coming out of my eyes and my nose. My nose is like a snot factory right now. In fact, I need to blow on something. That'll do. What is this? I've just covered in snot. It's a leaflet, but I can't read it as it's covered in snot. Hang on. It says, Happy Onion Festival Celebration Time Party Funfair Disco Woohoo. We've replaced all the walls in your home with onions so you can have the best celebration party funfair disco woohoo time. Oh, that's why I'm crying. The walls are literally onions. I know how to fix that. I just need to throw some olive oil everywhere. Turn up the heat.
Yeah, no more crying because I'm cooking some onions. Though that smell, wow, it is making me really, really hungry. Oh no, I can't help myself. I'm going to have to eat the entire building. What have I done? I've eaten all of Comedy Club for Kids HQ, and now I'm outside, and it's cold, and I think that's thunder, and I'm feeling a bit... Bye!
You have been listening to Comedy Club for Kids presents. Radio nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense, radio nonsense. It's the end.